Hey, everybody. Jerry Cruzman, Maggie Fields, and off in the shadows,
That's
That's lovely.
you're supposed to pause.
Oh,
special guest appearance,
Aubrey.
Aubrey. Hey, Aubrey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So damn glad to see you.
Before we get started, we are going to have spoilers today for sure.
Lots of spoilers, folks.
Lots of spoilers. And we're talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. In theaters, 2021 film, PG-13 action adventure, 2 hours and 28 minutes. And although it did not feel like it was that long, it was just fantastic the whole way through. Directed by John Watts, starring Tom Holland, Zendaya, Jacob Batalon as Ned, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Marissa Tomei, Jon Favreau, J.K. Simmons, Benedict Cumberbatch, Thomas Haddon, Alfred Molina, Jamie Foxx, and Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
Plus more.
Yes, lots and lots and lots.
Plenty more. There were just so many in this movie.
I will tell you that it was a film budgeted for $200 million. That's a lot of money. And already, as of I want to say January 2nd, it has pulled in $1.372 billion. So January 2nd, No Way Home, it grossed 613. Where'd she go?
I'm right here. I was just thirsty. I get my water.
613 million in the United States and Canada, and 759 million in other territories for the 1.372. So the interesting part is it is the highest grossing film of 2021, the 12th highest grossing film of all time.
Wow.
The highest grossing Spider-Man film, and the highest grossing film released by Sony.
That's awesome.
It also the first film since Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker to gross over $1 billion, and becoming the third fastest to reach that milestone, and the first to do so during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Nice.
So a little bit of tidbits. Rotten Tomatoes reported an approval rating of 94%, with an average score of 7.9 out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah, lots of fun. Lots of fun. I'll flip it back to you.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just get started. So I hadn't watched any of the other Tom Holland movies. I hadn't even watched the ones with Andrew Garfield either. Probably with raising kids and stuff like that. I just never, I didn't have the time. But I did watch the Tobey Maguire ones, and I know that said that was from 2002 to 2007.
Right.
So 2002, just to put in perspective, Aubrey will be 20 years old in less than 2 months, and she was born in 2002. So when Tobey Maguire first started. So if you haven't seen,
That's why we have her on, right?
oh yeah, she's,
They were the Tobey Maguire ones we watched all the time when we were little.
oh yeah, we did watch those all the time, but it's been probably that long ago since I had seen them. So I guess maybe I thought that it wasn't necessary to watch the other Spider-Mans because Tobey Maguire was the Spider-Man, right? But these so worth it, and I think I'm going to have to go back and watch the ones with Andrew Garfield in it, just from watching. So I watched a couple days ago. I started with the first one with Tom Holland, and then
that's a good idea.
And then the next one, Far From Home, the next day, and then this one, the new one, No Way Home, in the theater with all 5 kids. And that was Matthias's third time seeing it. He was able to see it because they didn't have school.
And what I had heard, not to interrupt you and hold that thought, but what I had heard, and I think I shared this with you earlier, those who said they have seen it had seen it more than once, and upwards of 3 times. And so Matthias is living proof. And it's that good, and it's got so much going on that you can't help but find new stuff, interesting stuff you missed the first time around. So
yeah, especially if you didn't know what to expect, which I didn't. I had no idea what was going to happen. So I can see why people would want to watch it again. Although,
right out of the gate, I got to ask you because so early in the movie, he swoops in, he gets Zendaya and flying up, and he's on top of the bridge.
Yeah.
My stomach kept going, because I mean, you're up and you're looking, and it's like, and especially when he's doing whatever he's doing, and she's standing,
Like,
oh,
hello.
I'm here.
Are you gonna get me? Yeah.
I walked out to get more popcorn, and that was the first thing I saw when I came in was her on top of the. Because I thought there was more.
Dang, girl, you
More
missed
previews?
the opening. You missed the opening.
Yeah,
I thought that it was another preview coming on as well, and that it was the movie. And I was surprised because, Dad, you had said that your previews in Indianapolis were almost a half an hour long.
Yeah.
And when I looked at the phone, when we got in there, and they were only, so movie started at 4:10. It actually was 4:09 on my phone, and they were done in 11 minutes. It was like, oh, okay. I think it was like right at 4:20. I guess that would make sense.
Maybe the reason for that is given the length of the movie, and in those smaller theaters, that they're trying to cram in as many showings as possible, so they cut down on the previews. Maybe, I don't know.
Could be. I don't know if it was last
And
week.
plus, you guys are probably obviously limited on one, the number of films that can show in that town at one time, and two, I mean, so you're not going to show a lot of previews because you're only going to get so many movies.
But they had 2 of the 3 rooms showing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, at the same time.
Well, we saw, and I think all of us have had the chance to experience the RPX. So at Regal,
What does that mean?
it's
RPX.
like IMAX, kind of like IMAX, but RPX. So it's like
You got somewhere else?
you have 2D, 3D. This is 4D because the bass and the sound is so good, and your seats actually move.
Yeah.
So when things are rumbling and boom and moving, because
You feel it.
Emmett was next to me and he goes, my butt's moving.
Funny. I thought the sound was incredible. I mean, for
Yes.
our small town with what we have, I did tell Dominic that my seat was me. I said, "Oh, my seat's rocking," and he was like, "It's not supposed to." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, but the sound was really good. I thought I had some really good surround sound. But
Yeah.
yeah. So it was pretty awesome seeing that. And like I said, I didn't know what to expect. And when the first scene, when he's on the bridge, he stopped the lady for admissions for MIT, and was talking to her and stuff. And then it's like he got his spidey sense going on. And then the claw comes out, the what's he called?
Doctor Ock.
Doctor Ock, whatever. And I was like, I looked at Dominic sitting right next to me, and I go, like, oh my God, this is gonna be like right from there. I knew, I was like, this is gonna be a great movie. So I mean, and I knew, he was from the Tobey Maguire movies. So that I was like, and of course, Abby's right here to my left, and I look over, I was like, that's from the Tobey Maguire movie, and she's just like, whatever. Dominic got me. Anyway, it was for like just one of those moments where, oh yeah, it's gonna be a good one. And then they just kept adding, more characters in and stuff. And then, I was telling Morgan about like how the sense of the other universe, the multi-universe, and having different worlds come together. It was like, now you can really get a good feel for it because they've talked about it a little bit, but to put it all together like that, I mean, it was just incredible. So
It
well
was
done.
very good.
Yeah, well done, John Watts.
There was one other piece on this which I found was interesting. So the third Spider-Man film was planned during the production of Homecoming in 2017. So negotiations between Sony and Marvel Studios to alter the deal in which they produced the Spider-Man films together ended with Marvel Studios leaving the project in August of 2019. But they had a negative fan reaction, which led to a new deal between the companies a month later that brought them back together. So there was almost a chance that that wasn't going to happen.
Well, I'm glad that it worked out. So it may not have been what it is, you know, if they didn't do that. So
Yeah, it was interesting because, you know, principal photography and the filming, it's kind of spaced out. And when you look at the notes, there's lots of these other actors, you know, like Willem Dafoe, several of the dude that, I mean, they kind of did a CGI thing for that Dr. Octavia because he doesn't look anywhere like that right now, like he did back in the original movie. So
yeah,
yeah, it was
yeah, for sure. But it was really good.
You could tell with Tobey Maguire how much he's matured and grown up.
Oh yes, and I'm going to talk about him. I had no idea his age. I was like, I wasn't pretty damn impressed. So, at first I was wondering because you know Andrew Garfield came in, you know, and from the portal hole thing that Ned figured out how to do, and
Yeah.
you know, so here he comes, and I thought that was pretty cool. But when they pulled in Tobey Maguire, at first I thought they were just going to have it look like he's there, but he really wasn't.
Yeah.
And you know, I was going to be a little disappointed. No, I would have been a lot disappointed with that. So you know, the fact that he actually was brought into the movie, and you know, and then they ended up being a big part of it and stuff. It was way too cool. The part where they're like they're working on like, Peter, yes? Oh, Peter Parker, yes? That's me.
So it ended up being Peter 1, Peter 2, and Peter 3. So,
And then they were confused.
Yeah, they were confused
Wait,
on who was who.
right? Yes. Which Peter am I?
And of course, I'm Peter 3.
Right, and you poor guy.
So funny. And they were talking about how Tobey Maguire, how he shoots his webs out. Like, how do you actually?
Natural. How's that natural?
Yeah. Do you? Get
We have to make ours.
Does it come anywhere else besides your hands?
Oh god, I about lost it.
That was the funniest part.
Like, no.
This was a funny movie.
It
I
was
thought.
really funny, and they were just
Yeah.
like quick-witted, just like going back and forth, and their conversation with each other was awesome.
It was a good movie. So
Pretty fun. A little sad too. You know, different ways. When Andrew Garfield's character Peter Parker was talking, I guess he's the Amazing Spider-Man, huh? He was talking about his MJ, and she didn't make it, and then he was able to Gwen, right?
Right.
And she didn't make it, and then he was able to save Michelle Jones.
Zendaya's character.
Yes, Zendaya's character. It's a little confusing. We're all the same names, you know. And I hadn't, like I said, I hadn't seen the ones with Andrew Garfield in it, but just from him explaining that before, that he lost her and then he was able to save her, that was so emotional. And his part, him tearing up and stuff, and the way that Zendaya looked at him, and you know, it was just like, I got a little tear, but I was like, that was sad. Just that, you know, it was just a couple seconds, but it was really, really good emotionally, the way that they did that. So I liked it.
yes.
You like it, Holmes?
What do you want to talk about?
So
Okay.
Tom Holland, born Thomas Stanley Holland. He's an English actor, 25 years old, from the United Kingdom. He graduated from the Brit School of Performing Arts and Technology in London, and he has 3 siblings. And let's see, a few of the movies that he's done, which we know him, the Spider-Man, Captain America: Civil War, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame, and then Far From Home and No Way Home, and that's it, right?
Homecoming.
Yeah. Oh, did I say Homecoming? So anyway,
I think you said Far From Home, and I don't know which. Anyway.
yeah, among a lot of other things too. There was a lot to talk. I mean, go on his bio, look him up. Like I always say, there's a lot to him. He seems pretty cool. So he is the second youngest star to receive a BAFTA Rising Star Award, and that was in 2017.
And
He
BAFTA
also,
is what?
I don't know.
British Academy of Film and Television.
Yes, I didn't remember. I didn't write it down.
That's
I should've-
okay. That's what I'm here for. Yeah,
Thank you, Dad.
2017 at 20 years old. So
Yeah, not bad. He also knows gymnastics, and he took a hip hop class, and he sings. And he was in the Guinness Book of World Records for the youngest actor to play a title role in the MCU, so the Marvel
comic
Cinematic
universe.
universe.
Thank you. Okay, back to Tom Holland. He was diagnosed with dyslexia at the age of 7. And as of December of 2021, so just last month, he is officially in a relationship with Zendaya.
Yeah.
And he is going to appear in a upcoming movie this year called Uncharted.
Oh my God, I'm glad you said that. Because I, at the theater for Spider-Man, got to see the preview to Uncharted.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we didn't see that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be one of ours that we'll watch and we'll talk about because it's got your man in it. It's got your man.
Bruce?
Nope. Mark
Tom
Wahlberg.
Cruise?
Mr. Wahlberg.
Oh, Wahlberg. We do like him. What Aubrey wanted to add something.
Because of Tom Holland's dyslexia, sometimes it can actually be hard for him to switch to an American accent.
Well, shoot, he does an amazing job. You wouldn't even know that he's, British if you didn't.
You know who else does an amazing job? Who's British? Benedict Cumberbatch. Doctor Strange.
Wow, that's cool. So today we're going to do a little something special, and since Aubrey's here in town, it's her last day here, and she's going to be going back to Indianapolis tomorrow. I'm going to have her talk about one of the characters.
Nice.
So,
Who you
yeah.
got? Hobbs?
Zendaya.
Ooh. Let me pull up that so I can follow along.
Okay. Zendaya, she goes by Zendaya, but her last name is Coleman. She is also 25 years old. She started out as a child model and backup dancer for shows, which led her to her lead role as Rocky Blue in Shake It Up, which is what I watched. That's how I know her, is from Shake It Up, because I watched that all the time with Bella Thorne. And then that was on Disney, and then she did a couple Disney movies, and then Casey Undercover, which was a Disney show. And she also voiced characters in movies such as the Tinkerbell movies and all the Air Bud movies.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah. She also starred in one of Taylor Swift's music videos. Fun fact.
I love that.
Yeah. And she has multiple songs of her own. One of her songs, Replay, actually got to top 100 hits, and its highest was number 40.
Sweet.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep. She is better known now for movies such as, obviously, the Spider-Man movies, Dune, The Greatest Showman, and her current show, Euphoria.
There you go.
She has won 25 awards and was nominated for a ton more. She is the youngest recipient of the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. And she is currently linked to her Spider-Man co-star, Tom Holland.
Very good.
There's nothing I could add to that, little lady. You were concise, precise, and downright good.
Yeah, she's pretty good at that. Yeah, my job.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
That's hilarious. I love it.
What's her middle?
Good.
What's her middle two names?
Yeah, I was gonna say she has like 4 names or something.
She's got
The
some
first
weird
one
middle
is
names,
Marie, and the other one starts with an S, but I can't remember it.
like Stormer.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, she's got some cool names.
Yeah, she has a dog, and its name is Noon.
Noon.
To
Hello,
go with
Noon.
Dune.
Noon. She's out of here.
Where are you
I'm
going?
I'm just gonna be over there.
She's gonna be over there. She's gonna leave it to
Okay.
us.
You're out, everybody. Aubrey,
99.
nice job, Bobs.
See you, girl. Okay, I wanted to talk about Jacob Batalon. Is that how you would say his last name?
I'm good because I didn't do anything on him.
Okay, he played Ned, his best friend of Peter Parker. And I just want to mention that both of my boys at separate times told me that he is bald in real life, and they think that that's cool. So.
Oh, nice. Why is he bald? Does he have an illness?
It didn't say. It's very short list on,
Okay,
or maybe he just wants to be bald.
it could be.
Yeah, he looks quite fine with no hair. So he is also 25 years old. I thought that was pretty cool. The 3 of them, all 25 years old together, playing, like best friends. He's an American actor, born in Honolulu, Hawaii, and his breakout role was in The Homecoming, Far From Home, and then No Way Home. And then No Way Home. Let's back that
You'll
up a
have
little
this-
bit.
by the
I
time
feel
you
like it's like
record this, you're gonna have it down pat.
just one little flow with that. It's not, I just can't get it, I guess. Anyway, he had cameos in the Infinity War and Endgame. He has 7 half siblings at school. He graduated, and then he went to college to study music theory, but he dropped out to study acting at New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts. He made his acting debut in 2016 film Northwoods. Don't know what that is. I guess we should look it up. And then in 2021, he was cast in the sci-fi series Reginald the Vampire, and he also lost 102 pounds for the 2020 No Way Home film. That's it, folks. They're literally not another thing I could have written about him. So
Nice.
that's all. I'm sure we should see more of him. So yeah.
I'm sure you got other people to talk about. I don't want to necessarily steal your thunder on anybody. Who else do you have? And I'll interject with somebody.
Well, I only had a little bit. I was gonna write more about other people. Tobey Maguire is all I was gonna say, because I figured you would be writing about some people and had some other things.
I'm gonna say just a couple things. I'm gonna talk about Jon Favreau.
Yes.
Which we've talked about before, but you and I both like him. We'll throw out a few films that he's been in, going all the way back to 1993 in Rudy, Swingers, Deep Impact, The Replacements, football movie. Mike would like it. The Four Christmases, and a movie you and I both have seen that we like is Chef in 2014.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he also is. So he starred in those movies, but he's also directed films. So he directed Elf in 2003, Cowboys and Aliens, Chef, The Jungle Book, and The Lion King. And he's also the creator of the Star Wars Disney Plus original series, The Mandalorian, and serves as director and executive producer of the spinoff that just started, The Book of Boba Fett.
Nice.
Yeah.
I knew he was cool, but
he is cool. I like him, and it's fun to see, like in The Replacements, to see him in The Replacement. You almost have to watch The Replacements to see him, which is a lot like a role that he played in Four Christmases. But anyway, enough about Mr. Favreau. Very good director and a very good actor.
yes.
We'll talk briefly about Willem Dafoe, whose real name is William James Willem Dafoe, born July 22nd, 1955. Made his film debut in Heaven's Gate, but he was fired during the production.
Oh.
So he had to follow that up with The Loveless in 1982 and Streets of Fire in 1984. So obviously he's got a little age to him, and he played a lot of real life figures, Vincent van Gogh. Anyway, I like him. He's a good actor, and he was the Goblin in the movie, which I'm sure you know.
Yes. Yeah, we were talking about that. The first one with he was in the first one with Tobey Maguire, and his son in that one was Tobey Maguire's best friend, when he's talking about in this movie about his best friend that died, and he had to kill him.
Right. Talk briefly about Benedict Cumberbatch, who I like a lot. He has starred in Amazing Grace in 2006, Star Trek Into Darkness, 12 Years a Slave, Academy Award winning Best Picture, The Fifth Estate, The Imitation Game, The Current War, 1917, which is a good movie, and The Courier. He also had, through motion capture, he played the characters of Smaug and Sauron in the Hobbit film series, and of course, Doctor Strange. Some interesting pieces about him, and I really found this just interesting, is that his grandfather, Henry Carlton Cumberbatch, was a submarine officer in both World Wars, Prominent figure of the London's high society. His great-grandfather, Henry Arnold Cumberbatch, was a diplomat who served as a consul in Turkey and Lebanon. And his great-great-grandfather, Robert William Cumberbatch, also was a British consul in Turkey and the Russian Empire. His great-great-great-grandfather, Abraham Perry Cumberbatch, was a wealthy slave owner, unfortunately, in Barbados, Jamaica. And Cumberbatch is the third cousin, 16 times removed, of King Richard III.
Wow.
He attended Richard III's 2015 reburial and read a poem. So, and he portrayed King Richard in The Hollow Crown.
Nice. He's got a lot of history.
He does, and he, being a English actor, when you hear him talk, I mean, it just amazes me how folks with accents can just turn it on and turn it off. I mean,
oh, I know.
Just that consistently. I mean, we all fool around with different accents and imitations and things like that. But
no, I'll talk about Tobey Maguire real fast. I probably don't have the half of what he's done, but maybe you can fill in some things here. 46 years old. I was kind of shocked by that. I didn't realize he just looks so young. Of course, everybody thinks that I'm 20, but
you are.
Right. He's from Santa Monica, California, and his full name is Tobias Vincent Maguire. He's an American actor and film producer. He was in the Spider-Man trilogy from Sam Raimi from 02 to 07. Let's see, some movies that he was in: Pleasantville, The Cider House Rules, and The Great Gatsby, among several others. So when he was young, he wanted to be a chef, and he took a home economics class in the 6th grade, and his mom paid him $100 to do drama class instead, and he agreed, and seems like the rest is history. And school took a toll on him. High school did. He dropped out, never went back, and he pursued acting instead. And he got his first acting debut in 1989 in The Wizard, and I'm not sure what that movie is, but that's where, along the path of that time, is where he met Leonardo DiCaprio, and he was kind of go through the same thing, and so they both decided to make a pact, and they're like best friends, that they, starting from then, that they would, if one of them gotten a role, then the other would try to help them, and so like sometimes they would apply for the same role, and maybe one would get it and the other would try to help them get another role in the movie or something. So they've helped each other a lot along the way. So, but anyway, a lot on Tobey Maguire, and just go look him up. It's pretty.
Yeah, he was in Seabiscuit, which is really a good movie.
There's so many actors in this one, and
yeah, it's hard. Filmography. Yeah, I got nothing here that other than what I shared with you on The Great Gatsby and Seabiscuit, but Spider-Man, that's his main bread and butter, I believe. So, good actor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought it was interesting how in this movie, like when you looked it up, of course, it tells you like the cast and so the trailers and all this stuff or what about the movie. Of course, Tom Holland was first, but I expected like Zendaya or somebody else to be second, but it was Tobey Maguire was second, and then oh my god, the other one. Thank you. God, I can't remember the name. I was like, I don't know. I think that's probably why I talked about Tobey Maguire, or not Tobey Maguire. Sorry, Tom Holland, and then Zendaya, because I felt like she should have been next in line on that list. And then Jacob Batalon as well. So give him a little bit of credit since he doesn't have a whole lot on him yet, but
And we didn't talk about Marissa Tomei.
I know. And I'm sure
her.
I'm sure she has a lengthy history.
She's got a plethora of things, but
yeah, she's pretty cool too. So I'd imagine if you don't really know who she is, you've probably at least seen her. You can say that she looks familiar. So as long as you like to watch movies. So.
John Watts, the director, not a lot. It doesn't have to be a lot because he's done all of the Spider-Man movies.
this is perfect for him. Yeah.
And also signed to direct the Marvel Studios produced Fantastic Four. He directed and co-wrote films Clown, Cop Car, neither of which I've seen. So doesn't have a huge history, although he also uncredited as a director. So it was the mid-credit scenes only on the Venom, Let There Be Carnage, which is at last. There's 2 Venom movies. So the very last one, which just came out in 2021, he got uncredited. He was uncredited directing those mid-credits scene, kind of like we see at the end of the movie we just got done watching. To be announced, Fantastic Four, and then he's got another one untitled George Clooney, Brad Pitt thriller. So it's in development. Both of those 2 are in development. So
Interesting.
did a good job with it. To hand the reins of a $200 million budget. I think he knocked it out of the park.
Heck yeah, he did. So I noticed with this one, and I was talking to my hairdresser the other day too. We were talking about how these last three Spider-Mans, like they intertwine with the Marvel universe.
Right.
And there's little tidbits here with these 3 movies that it was kind of like, I know the reference towards something that I've seen, but I haven't seen all of the Marvel movies. Now, it made sense to Morgan and Matthias, because they have seen all that. Whereas it's probably kind of like, ooh, that's a pretty cool reference. But like the Tobey Maguire films, like it's just a Spider-Man movie. It's just about Spider-Man, and it brings in those other villains, which now are brought into this last, No Way Home. But and I didn't see the Andrew Garfield ones, but so I don't know if those are intertwined with anything at all or not either. But it's kind of neat how they're bringing the whole Marvel universe together. So. It gives a lot of opportunity for more films.
I think probably back when Maguire was doing it, Marvel was still a standalone studio and didn't get gobbled up yet. So that may be, and it's a lot easier to intertwine these things and spin off, and from a money making machine perspective. So,
Yeah.
This thing, when it came out December 17th. You just saw it. I saw it last weekend, and literally 4 days ago, it's at 1.3 billion, 1.4 billion. So
yeah, I say 1.37. Yeah, for sure. And whether or not we see Tom Holland in another Spider-Man movie, I think that there's probably, we were talking about with the kids, like little hinting maybe towards other Spider-Man movies. So maybe bring another one back with Andrew Garfield, and Jamie Foxx's character was talking about having a black Spider-Man, and I hope that they do that too. I think that would be pretty awesome. Then bring it all together again sometime. So
yeah, Holland talked about he wasn't sure how. Because he's going to be approaching by the time they get in principal photography filming, and they are talking about a 4th one that he's potentially linked to, but he's a little hesitant because by then he'll be close to 30. A little bit tough, but anyway, I think to me it wouldn't be tough, but
yeah, when he's playing a high school student, so at 25. So
right.
I looked up just a little bit ago the total MCU worldwide moneymaker. They've made 23 billion combined on just the Marvel movies, which I thought was pretty cool.
The Avengers Endgame is probably the top dog right now, or pretty close to it. Could be Avatar. Yeah. Could be Avatar was over 2 billion. So,
wow, it's just all impressive. And the Spider-Man movies, just looking at them right here, like in the No Way Home, 1.37, the number 3 Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, $894.9 million is what he did. Spider-Man 2, $789 million. The Far From Home made $1.132 billion. And, it's just incredible. This Venom I see on here, 501 million. That's what that one says. So that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The MCU definitely making the money.
Oh yeah, it's a winner.
It is definitely a winner. So I might have to go jump on the boat with Morgan and Matthias and start watching all the Marvel movies.
There you go. You
Nothing wrong
probably,
with it.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You probably really, really like them. And then
Yeah.
everything will tie together. All right, we're going to rate it.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, let me go first. Because it made me have a little tear a couple times because it was just that. There was the one time when okay, so they were up on the Statue of Liberty, right? And they're up there talking and stuff before like the villains come and everything. And it was just, that whole scene was pretty cool. But then when they put their masks on and stuff and they came up and they all, there was a part they all are like got into their stance, like all like 1, 2, 3, like in their stance or whatever, right there together. That was the first time I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, and that just gave me like the chills and like I got teary eyed because it was just so cool. And then, just a couple times after that with, Andrew Garfield catching Zendaya, that one got a little emotional. And then the end when, he had to make everybody forget who he was. And, he goes into the shop and stuff and, they're essentially two best friends, his girlfriend and his best friend right there. And it's like, they have no idea. And then, and he doesn't tell them and stuff. And it's just like, anyway, the whole thing was really good, but you know me, because it made me have a tear in my eye. I liked it even better. So I'm going to go really high here. I'm going to go 4.9.
Oh, holy moly.
I know, 4.9 spiders. I really, really loved it.
I was going to use the
I know. That's why I wanted to go first. You can go spiders too.
I can.
You can go webs.
I'm going to 4.8 because I liked it as well. Spider webs.
Spider webs. I like it. We're such dorks. It's fun.
It was a good movie. It was fun.
It was. And it's glad to be back, Dad. It's been several weeks. So
to your point, that 2.5 hours went whoo. It flew by.
Yeah. Totally. I was like, wait, it's over. I want more.
All right, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you.